and with a stone fist, you can have a neurodivergent person and disabled characters in your mediums. Oh, it's pretty! It is so pretty! I love it! Yay!
My name is Bloodthread Shears. I am also known in the dance world as Oriana Amaz.
Oh, what am I doing? Oh, what am I doing? You son of a biscuit. You were lucky I had the captions on. Anyways. So, today's couple of wins. I have my laptop back. The Wi-Fi works. Turns out it was just a loose screw. Go figure. But I'm proud of myself for holding my ground, and a big shout out to my brother-in-law for giving me that hint. Because when I had to go to Geek Squad and let them know, they're like, no, this is soldered, we can't really do anything, I'm a little nervous to do something. I was like, hold on a minute, that looks loose. Turn the screw, turn it on, blue screens to reboot, and voila, we have Wi-Fi. No more dongle. Which, by the way, this thing is super old. It is a Netgear Wi-Fi receiver. So if you have issues with your computer and you need a good stopgap measure, these things are good. I know the newer ones go for about 40 bucks. If you know someone who has an older one, it takes about 20 minutes for it to hold steady, but it works. It works. So the next thing on the docket in regards to my laptop is beefing up the memory. I said beefing. Thank you, captions. And also ordering switches for my mouse. This button right here is doing the dreaded double click. I don't feel like buying a new mouse, and I figured I can ask my brother-in-law to desolder and resolder new switches in just to extend the life of this mouse, because I got this in 2018. It's only recently doing the double clicky thing. And speaking of, I also have this. The reason why I'm starting this and procrastinating spinning right now. I had mentioned I wanted to talk about keyboards because I fell down the rabbit hole, and in the last few weeks I've been doing a lot of research. So the most I've done on taking this apart is just taking off the keycaps to clean it. And then when I started to like really look into things, I'm like, you know what? Instead of just getting a new keyboard, why don't I just see if I can modify this? Like switch out this, get new switches, maybe replace the keycaps if they're compatible, and maybe get like a pretty keycap for... Oh! Hello, welcome on in. I'm Bloodthread Shears, Shears for short. I usually just keep the announcements anonymous to respect my lurkers. And for my personal mental health and safety, I keep on a permanent 10-minute timer. And during that time, I strongly recommend you read the rules and regs. Which, let me put that in chat right now. Please be sure to take the time to read the rules and regs in the About section of my channel or in the chat. When it's time to come into the chat, come in, say hello, let me know you read them. Because people are weird on the internet, and it is warm in here, so rolling up. Oh, shit. We're rolling up sleeves. So, I have a G-Chord wireless mechanical keyboard. It's got RGB. I know it has brown switches. It's pretty tactile. I like the clack. I like the clackiness. It's fun. I enjoy it. But I want to see if I can get like, let me show you again. For the numpad, maybe get, or like an escape, for the escape button, like a novelty keycap, just to be like, ah, click. I like that. And maybe even like a space bar that has like paw prints on it, because I love dogs, I love cats, I'm a big animal lover. You'll occasionally see my dog coming in and out of this room. So, before I continue talking about that, I should also plug my stream and all the other things I do. There we go. So, as you see in the chat right now, I have a Kofi, and I also have a throne wish list. It's the holidays, so if you're feeling generous and you like what I do, especially since I put in a lot of effort to the Sophie dress that is currently on Amanda right there, consider tossing a coin my way. Every little bit goes towards funding future projects, directly back into stream, and for paying bills to make sure the lights stay on. I recently had to do all the bills for car registration, phone bill, and our insurance is coming up, so I'm gonna be a little nervous at the end of the month. But there's never any pressure to do so. If you just want to toss a coin and maybe not give money to Jeff Bezos by becoming a Twitch sub, consider becoming a monthly supporter. Monthly supporters get a first look at the stuff before I show to the general public, random thoughts or quick updates. If I'm working on a major project, I do pretty detailed breakdown on there, and then I go to Twitter or Hive, which I'm slowly transitioning over to. I also have a Tumblr because I never left, and I figured an official blog would be helpful, or just like made for shit posting. That's basically what I do on Tumblr. But yeah, port me here, port me there. I'm gonna put those switches for the Logitech mouse up on the wish list, because I have it for stuff for streaming, stuff for sewing, and frivolous stuff like electric kettles, a chatelaine, which is basically like a very fancy keychain that was used during the 1800s, and a sweater for my dog because she's cute and I think she looks very sweet in them. But yeah, also, we are going to go through the community board really goddamn quickly. There we go. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to ChaosFay. ChaosFay is a 4th generation quilter, disabled creative, and my friend. She's currently open for commissions and is trying to raise some money to replace a garage door on her very first ever house. She is a disabled creative on SSDI, so it's kind of hard to raise funds and then at the risk of losing the benefits, but she does amazing work. Let me show you what she does. I commissioned her a while back for this beautiful mug rug, and as you can see, it is good quality. I had my criteria of Sailor Moon, pastels, and certain colors, and I thought that would look pretty cool, and it does. So if you like nerdy shit, she can do some Star Wars stuff, maybe like color themes from your favorite thing. So if that is something that you are interested in, all the information is in the chat. Next up is BB Cosplay. I love her stuff. I wear compression gloves a lot because of repetitive movement injuries. I've gotten tendonitis multiple times, all the way up to underneath my scapula. It sucks, it's painful, but having good compression gloves and mobility aids help. bbpins.com is where you can find wrist guards, like wrist protection, elbow protection, even hip protection, which is something I don't always see very often, and they come in very beautiful colors. She also has compression gloves, compression socks in Galaxy, and I think she's coming down the line is really cute leggings with pockets. Now, if you've been here a while, you know that I love pockets. My seam ripper is my best friend for a lot of my skirts, and I add pockets myself because women's pockets are a disgrace. I have a point redemption for if you ever want to use that and hear my true thoughts, because if I could get going, I'm gonna be rolling for hours. I don't want to do that. You're gonna have to work for that. You are going to have to work for that. So, next up is Zerjester. The man, the myth, the Chew. He has some really cool stuff coming out, and he has his own YouTube channel. So consider subscribing over to his YouTube channel, and also going over to the Artificer chat every Friday. He has wonderful stuff. He has a threadless warehouse where I have like the magnet. I had the bigger magnets I was gonna slap on my car, but my car is not magnetic, and I'm very disappointed in that. But I also have he's got stickers, shirts, all this wonderful stuff. He's an amazing, amazing artist. A very good person. He's a very sweet person. And same with his wife, Catherine, Cozy Catherine. So considering supporting them, and also go over to their GoFundMe, which is also on his Hive. He's no longer going to be active on Twitter due to shenanigans with Muskie Boy. But they are trying to move from Colorado to Illinois and be able to have the money to do so. So I commend them for moving across the country for that. And I want to help out. So Zero and Catherine are very sweet people. I consider them friends. I would love to see their goals utterly obliterated. Last but not least is Rivals of Waterdeep. They had their season finale today. Please consider going over and watching their VODs, showing them support and giving them the ad revenue that they so rightly deserve. So if it's something that interests you, if you like D&D, if you like great characters, wonderful storytelling, and also Virgil, consider going over to Rivals of Waterdeep. I'm making my way very slowly from season 1 so I can have full context of all the things going on, but I have been told that you can actually start from season 10 and have no issues. So if you are a fan of the whoosh, consider going over to Rivals. Let me take a sip. And let me say, if you are a person who has a mutual aid, GoFundMe, Indiegogo, something you want to plug here on my channel, please, my DMs are always open. I am still on Twitter out of sheer stubbornness, and I also know the disabled community is on there, considering that where else are we gonna go? I may not always be able to help financially, but I would love to be able to help out however I can, and signal boosting is the best way that I can do that right now. Please consider DMing me. I'm willing to give you a shout out here on my channel. And for safety reasons, I will need to vet your stuff. But that concludes the community board and my announcements. Also, last little plug. My YouTube video is in progress, I promise it is! I am in progress of my very first YouTube video on my channel. Blood thread and shears. The and is an ampersand symbol. And I'm currently filming. I also am in the process of doing the narration script. And just getting all the footage and then editing from there, because it's basically how I do things. So yeah, please consider doing that. Like going over to the channel, checking out some stuff. I do have some short form stuff up there already. I have a lot of my VODs, especially for the blue dress, for the Sophie dress project. And I have recently announced the giant hoodie blanket that I've been promising, which is... Da-da-da-da. Oh shit. Da-da-da-da. Kamsi said it was a great idea to like sketch out the announcement project, so I thought that was cool. The giant hoodie project will probably be started in January, question mark, depending on how things are around here at the House of Shears. So consider subscribing, doing the engagement dance, and yes, I will be doing that every single time. So yeah, all of that in mind, and also that stays up until things get better. So, let's talk keyboards. Hello, Poxing. The timer is basically just to keep for safety reasons, because I know there have been people coming in who've been very, very mean. So, it's a safety measure. I understand it's a little annoying. But is there any pronouns that I need to know about? This way I can refer to you properly? And for reference, my pronouns are they, them, he, him. Got it. Okay. So today I'm going to be talking I'm going to dedicate the first half to talking about keyboards, because I fell down the keyboard rabbit hole, and I'm thinking about maybe modifying the keyboard that I currently have rather than spending a lot of money on a very expensive keyboard that I may or may not like. So currently, this is my keyboard. This is a G-chord wireless mechanical keyboard. I got this off of Amazon with a gift card. It's 100% with the numpad and everything. And it does pretty good. It's clacky, at least for me. It's got, hold on, let me turn this off real quick, just so I don't accidentally do something. So, it's got brown switches, which are, they get the job done. I've had this since, I believe, 2018. Oh, yeah, I apologize for, yeah, that can be confusing. But yeah, I wanted to, like, maybe, brain. I want to modify this so it suits my needs a little bit better. It gets the job done. I've taken this to work. It's taken some dings, but it's like a pretty sturdy case. It's like aluminum. And I can, and you can, I don't know if you can see it, but like right around here, it's had some dings along the way. So I figured, what if I modified the switches, swapped them out, and I had to do some research. Like, okay, I saw this video on keyboards, like customizing keyboards, so I'm like, okay, this looks cool. I like this. And for me, it's just like, yep. And for me, it's, the sound was pretty cool, and then like, after a few months, I just like forgot about it, and then like I rewatched everything, and then like started looking up YouTubers who do keyboard, like custom mechanical keyboards, and I'm like, you know what, this sounds pretty cool. I don't feel like soldering though. And then I learned about hot swap, where I'm like, oh, I don't have to solder, and I don't have to risk breaking or melting something. Okay, this is pretty cool. So I did the research with that, and I also went to a local Best Buy by me, and I realized, okay, I don't like linear. I don't like the certain profiles where it's like low profile. I'm like, I need resistance. When I type, it's like tap, 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 tap. And then I found boo switches, which were clacky, but they weren't too loud. I'm like, I like this. This is, from a sensory standpoint, very pleasing. For a quick reference, check the explanation point, actually autistic. I have a lot of sensory things where certain things will either make me very happy, or I will hiss and spit like a cat on who is threatened. If anyone has seen my baking streams, I wear gloves when I crack eggs for that very reason. It's very rare that I can just like deal with egg yolk on my hands and not freak out. But like checking out all the keyboards and everything, and I'm like, clack, like tap, tap, tap. I'm like, okay, that, no. And I checked out Corsair, and I was like checking out the keyboards and the profiles and everything. I'm like, low profile is not my thing. But like the slopey one, So I chose this because it was, I think this was like $50 at the time, which was not bad. And it works. Like, I needed a full keyboard for the numpad, considering my day job. I work with a lot of numbers, and I do a lot of typing. And outside of work, I do photography. So I run different drum photography. You can type !social for the link. But part of photography is also entering in a crap ton of data. If you're familiar with doing metadata and whatnot, that's what I do quite a bit, and it requires a lot of typing, especially if you're just doing the format to save to just go 1, 2, 3 and be done with it. And occasionally I do a lot of writing, so this is helpful. And the funny part is, when I work at an office, I'm very quiet. I'm notoriously quiet. I don't socialize very much, but I socialize in bursts. Like, okay, I did all of this for 3 hours. I need to talk to somebody. And then like go right back to work. And my last job, the only way they knew I was working is because, let me actually turn this back off, is when they heard this. So that was a big help, because the one time I'm like organizing files and whatnot, and they're like, Shears, are you there? Are you working? I'm like, yes, I'm not near my keyboard right now. Because they were like, that's so loud. I'm like, that way you know I'm working. And turns out this is actually fairly quiet, all like compared to what I normally do. And apparently there are switches that are super, super loud. And then I started watching like other videos like Hippiotech. Like modifying keyboards, doing... By day, I work in medical administration. So I do a lot of office work, and it requires a lot of typing, a lot of entering information, very, very high data entry. So I wanted a keyboard that was, one, wireless, because I cannot stand to have a wired keyboard. I'm constantly moving around. It's like, if I'm working at an L-shaped desk, it's basically like, okay, zip, go here, organize files, come back. And if I have to type something and then my keyboard's right here, all I have to do is just like look at the file itself and not even look at the screen. That's how I sometimes operate. Like, you give me like when I went back to school way back when, I would look at the board and have like my keyboard, and I'd be pretty accurate. I wouldn't even look at the screen, at my computer screen. I would just look at, I was like, at one point I was like, you know what? Screw it. Turn my chair, look straight at the board, and I'm just typing what I saw. Hi, Lex. Good girl. Lie down. Go on your pillow. So I started looking into like modifications, learning about certain terms, like how to make something very Thok. T-H-O-C-K. Hang on, I'll put it in the chat. That word. So what I wanted to do is like make it so it's not as hollow, because when I have my keyboard on my keyboard tray right here, it's fine. If I were to have it in my lap, and if I have the laptop away from my desk, you definitely notice a hollow sound, and I wanted to like fill that up. But like, ideally, my keyboard, my mouse, all wireless. And they use a USB port, and it's fine. And it doesn't require any software. It's fairly easy to deal with. And then just go with that. And that's what works for me, personally. But I figure, you know what? I could probably customize this a little bit more, and then just go further into like novelty caps where I can have it be different colors and maybe different switches, because I do game. And it would be cool to like have clackier switches, and then like the WASD, maybe something a bit more linear for gaming. Just like really customize that, but I have to do some research. And I recently just added a keycap and switch puller on my wish list, on my private one, but like, I figure it doesn't hurt to check that out. Yes, can I help you? Hi, baby. And this is Lexi. We have a very rare doggo cameo. She usually hates the camera. Hi. Hi, baby. Aw. Are you overheated? Here. Back up, back up. That's your paw? Pull. Very good. Good girl. Alright, go lie down. Yeah, the minute she sees the camera on, she's gone. Alright. So, but yeah, like, I'm doing the research right now, and actually somebody in one of the Discord servers I'm a part of was like, look, if you want to talk modding keyboards, DM me, we'll talk. And I'm like, okay. That's like the second person who's actually asked, like, told me that. They're like, look, if you want to learn some more about this, let us know. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna move my mug. And today I am drinking lavender Earl Grey with some sugar and cream. This tea is by Clipper Ship Tea Company. They're a local tea shop here on Long Island. I highly recommend them. Just Google Clipper Ship Tea Company. They're really good, and they do ship internationally. So let's pull up. No. Lex. Hold on. We haven't even hit an hour yet. Oh, all right. Hold on one moment. I think... Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Is that why you're crying? Okay. I will be right back. Somebody needs to eat dinner. So, around here, if you're new, I strongly encourage folks to take care of themselves however they see fit. Whether it is to get up, stretch, walk around, get some water, get some food, take your meds. Did you take your meds? And did you order them before the holidays? This is your reminder to do so now. Giving your furry, scaly, or feathered friends some scritches and love, however you see fit. Be sure to take care of yourselves, and we'll be right back. Oh. damn it. We're ending this year off on a bang. But yes, please go follow Panther Lilycat. They're good quality people. I highly recommend them. They do a lot of cool stuff. And if you want some good chaos with Destiny, Panther's your pal. No, don't you ooh me. You are. Pat yourself on the back for that. There we go. It's been a while, but not as long as the last time I picked up my wheel. So this is the hank. Here is the spun up yarn right onto the flyer and the spool. Hi, can I help you? Can I help you? Lay down. I'm gonna start spinning. You have to start spinning, you know that. Let's get that. I was about to say, you nearly missed a Duggo cameo. So say hello to Lexi and tell her what a very good girl she is. Hi. Help you? Just ate. Lie down. Come on. So, on to spinning. No, go lay down. Good girl, good listener. So for reference, I've been spinning since early 20-teens. And it was at the encouragement of Papa Shears, my dad, who wanted me to learn so I could spin up fiber from his dogs. And that is a thing. Before anybody thinks that's gross, that is a normal thing. And there have been people who have done that. Either as a memorial or just practicality, because the undercoat is super duper warm, especially for Samoyeds. And there's different ways of spinning. There's the drop spindle, there's the wheel, and there's different variations of that. Always love watching you spin. It's just really relaxing. You. Like, the fun part is spinning while listening to podcasts or watching some pulp movie for the 50th time. I have no shame. I'm just getting this done. And like, I once applied homespun during the entirety of the movie Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. The movie was trash, but it was good to have like background noise. If anything, I prefer Pride and Prejudice and Zombies over that. There. And I shall move the microphone a wee bit closer. You may hear some of the swooshiness from the wheel, but pay no mind. It's usually like a fun little ASMR thing for folks. And to get into the more technical terms, I'm doing a right like a right-leaning twist. You can do a left. You can twist it either right ways or left ways. And it's fun. I get to work with all different types of fibers. And every Halloween, what I do is bring my wheel out. I dress up in costume. Primarily in a long skirt and cloak, because it gets cold really quick when the sun goes out. And I just spin. And that just encourages folks to come over and get the damn candy that's in the bowl. Kids want to know what it is. Grown men want to know how it works. And one year, I was at a friend's house. And somebody was like, oh my god, I really want to learn how to do this. And my friend just pulled out a pencil, a CD, and a how-to kit. And he's like, here's how you learn. And I'm just like, one of us. And it's always fun to have more people in on the craft. I will say this though, it can break the bank. And if you are looking for an actual spinning wheel, try some out. Go to a festival if you are able to. Go to a meetup if it is safe to do so for yourself. Try them out. See how you feel with them. And even with drop spindles, there's different types. There's a traditional one that I have. There's the Turkish spindle. There's the Russian spindle, which is actually really cool because it's like a spindle that spins in a bowl. And there's also electric spinners. Especially for those who don't have the physical ability to keep the wheel going. Or if you just don't feel like it, either is valid. So, or even better, like I said, if you are able to go to a festival like Maryland or Baltimore Sheep and Wool or Rhinebeck, check out the wheels. You may find something that's like for 25 bucks and you just have to like fix it up. It's a fun little fact. My friend constantly finds spinning wheels. Some that are as old as like 1790s, I want to say, but usually no more than over 150 years old. You can find some really unique wheels. Get it fixed up. You can either sell them or use them for private use. And then, or, like some of them, I know some folks will rent them out for photo shoots. Because some wheels are super small. Others, like a great wheel, are as tall as me. Mileages vary, and it is very interesting. And my personal favorite are Shat, S-C-H-A-T, or Kiwi, which is an New Zealand-based company, which is who made this wheel. They're incredibly sturdy, and their customer service is amazing. So you can find some really good stuff. And the latest version of the Kiwi has a foldable base. I saw that and I'm like, oh no. Oh no, I like that. Because that means you can travel with it. And fun little fact, when I got this wheel, my father was at the same time, my father was building me one. And there are plans out there that you can make your own. You can do it from oh god, that's like a anyone who's willing to come into chat. If you're lurking, continue to lurk. What's the material that most people make potato cannons out of? Like the plumbing pipes or whatever? I've seen spinning wheels made out of that. PVC, thank you so much. What are brains, my friend? What are brains? So, I'm gonna actually make up overskirt. You're gonna see some petticoat. Because when you work on this, you do get a workout. I've like spun for like 2-3 hours on a stretch, and when I'm ready to like get up and walk around, my legs are rubber. My legs were absolutely rubber, and it took a minute to like get the feel of walking again. And definitely stretch. Definitely stretch. Because like if you're prone to shin splints, it's not fun. But yeah, like my dad built me a wheel that I named Haru. If you're familiar with the anime or the book series Spice and Wolf, from that. Haru is currently up in the attic. I have to like contact my friend and see if we could like modify it a bit and fix it up. Because my dad did a very good job, but even by his own admission, he was like, I think I want to like fix a few things. And I'm like, okay. Odds are, because he's very handy, he will try and build a wheel from scratch. I know him. He would do it. And like he was able to like spin fiber. The only reason I haven't used it is because it squeaks. And my dog constantly tries to attack it, and I don't want that to happen. But yeah, like my father was like super encouraging. He even got me what are called carding combs. There are these giant metal teeth combs that you can brush fiber in the same direction to make it easier to spin. And you can blend different fibers with it. If you're doing raw fiber, it helps get everything in. Like I said, it makes it easier to spin. There's also drum carders. There's electric drum carders, which makes it very easy. But if you're just trying to like keep everything in order and you don't have the money for a $800 drum carder, the combs are really good. I think they're Ashford or Shad. So, unlike the last fiber I worked with on stream, this doesn't bleed. Like, the colors will not bleed. Yeah, there are no bleed through. I worked with Manos de Uruguay. It was a beautiful tonal purple. I have to set the twist on that and then send that out. I promised Siren a skein from April. I'm really sorry, I'm trying. I haven't forgotten. So the thing I want to do is like get that ready, hope it doesn't bleed, and then mail it out. I want to say it's maybe 200 to 300 yards. I was trying to get 1,000 yards, but we'll see. I know it's like fingering weight. And for layman's terms, yarn have different weight. Worsted is like middle of the road. Aran is a little lighter than that. Fingering weight is something that you use for like very lacy stuff, but it's still thick enough where you don't want to pull your hair out dealing with it. And then there's like 2 categories above that, which is lace and cobweb. I will never work with cobweb. I have self-esteem, thank you very much. I'll do lace weight, that's it. But if you've ever seen like antique extant pieces of lace work, holy shit, it's pretty. You will not see me working on that. Have I faved it on Ravelry? Yes, I have. Am I gonna do that? No, I like my hands, thank you very much. And the day I do that, I am going to complain the entire time. So, what I'm doing right now is called drafting. Basically, a draft is pulling the fabric and making it a little thinner and easier to manage. Depending on the type of fiber you're working with, the draft can be very short or very long. Wool, depending on the breed of sheep, can be a very long draft or not at all. Blue-faced Leicester is a breed of sheep that is a little scratchier, but you can draft that for days on end and never have to worry most of the time. Merino is like that very soft wool, and if you ever get a sweater that has merino in it, take very good care of it. It will last for quite some time if you do. Like, all you have to do is like a soak of either lanolin or gentle like laundry detergent with some vinegar, and boom, it's clean. I will link Engineering Knits on YouTube. Did a whole thing about taking care of your knitted garments. I highly recommend it. Google it. It is a great way to like preserve any kind of sweaters, especially if you get something vintage. And away we go. So yeah, if you're starting out with spinning, you're going to mess up quite a bit. If you're starting with a drop spindle, it's gonna drop, literally. I've dropped it on my feet. My dog has walked underneath it and it conked her in the head and I felt really bad. But like the more you practice, the better you get at it. It's a lot of fun. And then it's like, if you decide to get a spinning wheel, I personally recommend getting a double treadle. Like start there, and that way you know like what kind of speed you're dealing with, because this is a 2-speed. You'll notice like where the band is, that big rubber band, that's the drive band. It's currently on a slower speed. Different fibers require different speeds. And if I wanted to, I could make this go faster, but the fiber doesn't require that. And I'm prone to over twisting. So when I soak this in lanolin oil and water, I use a type of lanolin soak with eucalyptus and lavender. And what that does is makes it nice and soft. It'll set the twist within the spun yarn. And then once you are done, you hang it up, you let it dry, and then you have your yarn. And what I'll do is, I use a weight, and then I convert the ounces into yards. And I use an online calculator, because I'm not the biggest math geek. Despite what folks have said, like saying like, well, you know ones and zeros, so I'm like, I know knit and purl. Considering that fun fact, coding came from textiles. So like if you were to give me like a binary code, I could probably understand that. It's like if you were to put knit and purl, or like certain shorthand like shorthand kind of stuff, like a chart in front of me, I will totally understand that. As long as I have a key. But once I know the key, I can fully understand it. Yeah, it is really cool, because like the original code was called LOL, Little Old Ladies Code, because the people who were threading the wires for the first computers were textile workers, because they knew how to do it. And if you were to look at like fabric, different weaves, like an over-under kind of thing, that's literally it. Like, you can change how something looks specifically on how it's woven, and I've done that. I don't have a loom because, let's face it, I have 2 sewing machines, 2 spinning wheels. If I come home with a loom, my mother will kill me. Even if it's a table loom, which it's not that expensive. Lexi, what's up with the wheel? Hi, baby. What's the matter? Do you need to go outside? Okay. I know, baby. I know. Watch out. Back up. Back up, back up, back up. Hold on. Alright. So I'm gonna take a quick break. Somebody needs to go OUT and say hello to Lexi. She's on the camera and she's not gonna do that again. I am aware the stream is straggling. It's been throttling a lot of streamers. Excuse me. So, see, Panther says hi. What a good girl. So I'm gonna go let her out. It is an hour and a half, so let's take a quick little break. Get your noms, take your meds, get some water, and we'll be right back. Hello everyone, welcome on back. Give me 1 second to fix my hair. Alright. I hope everyone is having a lovely time. Let's get back to spinning, shall we? So for the most part, a little interlude. I gotta get my dog some water. There's... Thank you for your patience. Now let's get to spinning. So every so often, these little hooks here help keep everything nice and even. As you move it back and forth on the spool, it prevents from like buckling and also like stuff happening to the yarn itself. And since I spin on the smaller side, like the thinner side, that will allow me to have a lot more yarn. Which in turn allows me a lot of options to apply this in more than just 2 strands. What I like to do is with my left hand is pinch, let go, and then drag it down to my right hand to keep the fiber nice and even. I'd like to think that this helps with making sure that this doesn't felt, which makes things a little bit more difficult, but not impossible. And it offers me a lot of control in regards to spinning this. What I'm also doing while I spin is keeping an ear out for any noise. Because if I hear any squeaking, that tells me that something needs to be lubricated. Also, now that my laptop has been, knocking on wood, fixed, I will be doing a maintenance stream on my sewing machines this week. I haven't used Audrey or the Kenmore in a while, so they are probably due for full-on maintenance. And I want to make sure that they are running very smoothly, especially when I get started on sewing. And when I get a minute, I want to do like another, maybe 2 passes on the spool before before I sew the fabric. I've already done all the marking for the bodice. I just have to prep the gathering stitches for the sleeves. both at the shoulder and at the cuff. When I'm getting closer to the end of the hank that I'm working on, what I do is I'll slow down. I will grab another smaller hank, like this, and just unroll it, and then blend it in with what I'm working with right now. The trick is to do this, make it as long as possible so it blends seamlessly. Unless you're working with multiple colors, my goal is to make it like it never happened. Like no joins. What joins? It's all one thing. And that way it strengthens it. So when you're knitting, or crocheting, or weaving, whatever, it doesn't break apart on the join. Which is annoying. It happens, but it is a little frustrating. And then once you're on the next hank, you just spin as normal. Because sometimes you get some extra fiber, whether it be from pulling or what have you. Just add it a little bit, and if it's a little thicker than normal, that's fine. It works out. Just like so. Sometimes what to do is pre-draft. Basically just controlling it and just make it faster to go. Because sometimes you need to do that. Alright, so I made it about 1.5 passes through, and I'm pretty happy with that. I am entering a bit of brain fog, so I think what I'm gonna do is call it for tonight. I know it's only been like just under 2.5 hours, but it's been a very busy day and it's been very low spoons as of late. But I'll be back on tomorrow morning around like 9 o'clock or something. So let's see who's on that we can raid. Oh, Cap's on. Orion D. Black, pronouns he, him. No. They, them? Question mark? Double checking. Okay. They're currently... So... Orion is playing Crisis Core Reunion. He's really cool people. I highly recommend him. So let's see if we can go raid him. So... Okay, cool. Not open for raids. That's perfectly fine. You know what? Let us go to the Opera Geek. Pronouns she, her. She's currently playing Witcher 3. That is the raid call. Please feel free to put whatever heart emotes you'd like in front of it. And remember the raid rules. When we go over there, you are to listen to the mods and streamer. Be on your best behavior because it's a reflection of the love, music, and appreciation I bring over to the Opera Geeks community. I'll be back tomorrow morning at around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll figure out what's going on. I have to like put up the schedule, and that will go up at around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I may just do some co-working and productivity stuff. So, thank you all so much for coming by. And if you're interested in following me, here's where you can find me. You can also find me on Tumblr as Bloodthread Shears, and on my YouTube channel, Bloodthread and Shears. You can also find me on Hive at pinupac87 because I couldn't get Bloodthread Shears, which is on brand. But anyways, thank you all so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. And remember, hey, you're doing good. Don't worry about it. Now go make some noise for the Opera Geek. Bye bye!